The greatest attacks in your life will come out when you are trying to build something. When there is something that God is doing in you, or God is promoting you, and you are about to step into the greatness of what it is that God has ordained, or you have worked hard and prepared for, and now you're at the entrance point of stepping into that thing. Do you notice that there is always a wolf who comes out of nowhere and try to blow the whole house down? Do you recognize that there is an enemy from the past who always comes back up to speak and to tear down everything that you have built, forgetting that people change and that God is a merciful God who does not look at the mistakes of the past, but God looks at the heart of where the person is. And if the person didn't have the heart that they have now, it is because God has worked on them and delivered them out of things. There are many of us, we don't recognize the plots and the plans of the enemy when it is right in our face. As soon as you get ready to step into greatness, here come all of these naysayers and negative people to tear down everything that you have built. They don't think about anything else except for their experience, what they have been through, what you put them through. They don't see nothing else except for what happened 20, 30, 40 years ago. Forget about who you are now. You could have been a bully on the playground when you were 12 and 13 years old, and now you're 44 and trying to step into a position, and here come the people that you bullied from when you were on the playground, saying that you were a bully then and you're still a bully now, with no evidence of how you are now, but just speaking of the past. Everything that you look at whenever it comes to somebody stepping into greatness or doing something great, here come the naysayers, here come the negative people, here come the people that want to be angry and aggressive. When we look at the story of Nehemiah, we're going to use that story for right now. Nehemiah's trying to build something great. He's trying to restore the wall, and here come Sanballat and Tobias and people who didn't understand or see the vision and see the promise, see God in the midst of it. They didn't care about any of that. They just wanted it to be a distraction to try to pull Nehemiah down from doing the things that Nehemiah was doing. And in trying to pull Nehemiah down and pull him out of purpose, they were willing to get violent, willing to fight, come with different types of weapons and ammunition and fight to the death to get Nehemiah down from doing what it was that Nehemiah was doing, as if Nehemiah was affecting them. Now, I don't know if it had something to do with Nehemiah's past, but I know it has something to do with where God was taking Nehemiah, because they come out of nowhere and try to destroy what God ordained and placed on his heart, and allow him to have a passion about doing, to bring about a change in what was laying in ruins, destroyed, destructive, and just, in a place where it was just laying dormant. Nobody had the idea to rebuild. But when Nehemiah put forward the vision and they began to see it to come to pass, they was willing to fight him tooth and nail. In the same way with you. People don't think that you change or that you are able to change. And you have the same people who will preach and teach and tell you about change. But when it comes to you, they will fight you tooth and nail and say that you have not changed and there's no way you could change. But we talk about this great and powerful God of change. But because it's you, it can't be done. When we look at the world and everything that's going on in the world, and how people are holding people hostage to their past, to something that they did, we are just like the world, looking at people and pointing at people for the things that they did years ago, as if God does not have the power to take us through deliverance and bring a mirror to our face and show us and say, you are the person. You are the person. when we are narcissistic and blind to our own ways, God has a way to let us examine ourselves and put the mirror before us, bring the prophet before us and say, it is you. You are the person. But we don't see that anymore. Once guilty, always guilty. We have to change that. Because how are you going to step into greatness without people coming and putting their foot on your neck? And I know that many of us, we have no control over what people say or think. So my word to you to encourage you is, no matter who comes out the woodwork or where they come from, the pit of hell, what God has for you, it is for you. And when God has something for you, there is no demon, no devil in hell that can stop, block, or interrupt what it is that God is doing. The only thing they can do is keep yapping and talking about what you're doing and where you are and where you've been and, you know, the things you did in the past. But they can't stop God's purpose. They can't stop God's plan. There's no devil in hell that can stop God's power. So you keep moving forward and being about the Father's business no matter who comes out of the woodwork. You know what God has done in your life. You know the healing that has taken place. You know the deliverance that God has brought you through. You know that you are no longer that bully on the playground. You know that you are not who you used to be. So being that the change has taken place, you let change speak for itself. And you keep your eyes on the prize and keep moving forward in the things that God is blessing you with. That is right before you. Don't be distracted by your naysayers, but keep building the wall. Keep building what it is that God has called you to build. Keep doing the work that you're doing. Keep bringing about change. Keep rescuing and delivering people. Keep changing the world. Keep being the light of the world. Keep being about the Father's business. The wolves are supposed to come out. They have always come out. But they come out when you are building and you are about to step in the greatest form of what God has called you to do and to be. You are about to step out on the platform, the stage, the arena, whatever it is. The wolves are going to come out. You just make sure you stay focused and keep your eyes on the prize of what God has gifted and called and given you the opportunity to do. The only person who can stop you now is you. This is Let's Talk Kingdom. Don't forget to follow me also on my YouTube channel. Be blessed and continue to be a blessing.